Welcome to the EDIH Hub. This video will show you some of the main functions of the Hub so you can get started easily. If you want to, you can use the timestamps to navigate to the section you need. When you first sign up, you will see this welcome space. You can imagine spaces as groups where you can share information, files, or events with the group members. You can see all of the spaces you are a member of by clicking on this symbol up here. We will show the EDIH Germany space as an example. Each space has a space menu on the left showing all of the modules the space has. The main one is the stream, where you can see all of the posts from the space members. To post something, you click on the text field and type what you want to say. You can also add attachments here, or by clicking on the settings button, you can, for example, schedule your post. Instead of a text post, you can also click on poll up here. Polls are an easy way for a lot of people to vote on available options. Within each space, you can easily create, upload, and share files with other space members, or download existing files previously created or uploaded by other members by clicking on the Files button on the left. Please take note that once a file is created or uploaded, every member of the space has access to all the files stored in here. But relax. As we take your privacy concerns serious, all your data is stored securely on servers from the University of Siegen and not shared with any third party. By clicking the calendar in the left menu, you can get a quick overview about upcoming events related to this space, create your own events, and invite other members from this space to them. If you want to create a new event, just click on the plus button on the top right corner. Choose a title, date, and time, and add a lovely description to it. When you create a new event, it will also be posted in the selected space by default unless you disable it on the Events Create pop-up page. If you want your event to also be promoted outside the current space, you can set that event as public, so it can be shown to other Hub members who are not members of the space. In the next step, you can choose whether your event is just informative or can have participants. If you wish to have participants at your event, you can choose if everybody can participate in it or only by invite. On the Participants tab, you can add and invite your desired space members to your event. Another helpful functionality is the Wiki module. Here you can create a page associated with a topic of your choice and provide helpful information to other space members. To get a better Wiki experience, your new page can also be linked to other existing pages by choosing a parent page on the page creation page. Notifications are turned off by default. You can activate them for a space by clicking on the Space Settings button on the top right corner of your space page. You can also manage your general notifications settings for the entire Hub and whether you get email summaries regularly in your profile settings by clicking on your profile image, choose Settings, and then click on the notification link on the left-hand menu. By clicking on Spaces at the top menu, you will see all public spaces. Private spaces won't be shown here. If you are interested in a space, you can join or follow. By joining the space, you apply to become a member of that specific space. In some cases, you will join the space immediately, and in some cases, you have to wait for the space admin to validate your request for joining, depending on how the space is set up. Rather than join, you can also follow a space by clicking the Follow button. You will be able to see the space's posts on your personal stream if they are published as public by the post creator. To create your own space, click on My Spaces on the top menu and click on Create Space. Give it a name and a description if you want. The color picker on the left side of the space name bar can be used and decides what color the space profile picture will have by default if no space profile image is selected, and with which color the events from this space will be displayed in the calendar. By clicking on the Advanced Access settings, you can manage the following space settings: visibility and join policy. You can set your space to private or public. Private means that your space will be invisible and it will not be shown on the Hub space list. Other Hub members can join your space only by invitation. By setting it to public, every member of the Hub can see your space, but doesn't necessarily mean that everyone can join your space. This can be set up on the right at Join Policy. By selecting Only Invite, you as the space admin can invite other Hub members to join your space. By selecting Invite and Request, you can either invite other Hub members to join your space, as well as members can send you a request to join your space, which then has to be approved by a space admin. By clicking Next, you can now activate the available modules for your space, or skip this part by clicking on Next, as you can activate the modules later on via the space settings. In this example, we will activate Files, Polls, and the calendar. Custom pages are more advanced, which we will explain later. After clicking Next, You can invite users already or skip this for now by clicking Done. The new space has now been created. If you want to customize your space more in detail, we will show you how. To manage members, click on the space settings and then on members. Here, you can, for example, change who the admins are. By clicking on the space settings, then security, and then permissions, you can manage which actions are allowed for each user group in your space. To customize the layout of the space, you go back to the space settings and click on Settings. On the Advanced tab, you can hide elements and change the homepage. Under Topics, you can define topics you know will be discussed a lot. It might be useful to define them here so that when posting, users can select these topics, which allows other users to easily find posts related to that topic. The calendar can also be configured. For this, you click on Settings, and then select Modules, and then next to Calendar, click on Configure. The default settings will probably work fine in most cases, but if you want to adjust anything, you can do it here. When we go back to the modules, you will also see the Wiki and custom pages. Since we didn't select them during setup, they are currently disabled, but can, of course, be enabled now. If we enable custom pages, the space settings will now include them as an option. Creating custom pages allows you to define new kinds of modules as a markdown page with a link to an internal page or embedding an iframe. Since these functionalities are more advanced, we won't explain them in detail here. To keep up with any activities from all of the spaces you are a member of, you can use the dashboard at the top. Here, you can see all posts, latest activities, and upcoming events from all of the spaces you are a member of or follow. The People tab shows you all users on the platform, so you can search for a specific person and follow them. If you follow someone, you will see their posts and activities, but only from spaces you are a member of, or if that post is set to public. If a person you follow posts something privately in a space you don't belong to, it won't be shown. The Calendar tab shows you all events from spaces you are a member of or follow. This view can also be filtered. We hope this tutorial helped you understand the main functions of the EDIH Hub so you can use it to connect with EDIHs all over Europe.